I'm John Batchelor, Mary Kissel, the Wall Street Journal's editorial board and opinion journal each day at WSJ.com is here. And we're joined by Ed Hayes, my consigliere, but also my favorite Democrat in New York State. Ed is not a moderate Democrat. He's a conservative cop-favoring Democrat of the old school. Also, Eddie, St. Patrick's Day. I wasn't with you, Guy, but every year it's a delight to consider how much fun you have on St. Patrick's Day.
I do, actually. I go to church on St. Patrick's Day, and I take the Monsignor who says the Mass out to lunch. But I do have a lot of fun on St. Patrick's Day because I have a tremendous pride in my Irish-American heritage. And particularly if you look at the first responders who died on 9/11, they had a very, very high percentage of Irish-American names in there. And, you know, that particularly made me proud for their bravery. So St. Patrick's Day means a lot to me.
It also means it's springtime in New York, Ed, and that's a really good reason to smile.
God.
All right.
I can't take much
I
more.
know.
Thank you. Somebody's on my side with this one, too. Thank you, Eddie.
The Florida domination here, Eddie, has been very, very impatient for the spring to arrive, and now I get to deliver what we have of spring to Florida.
You need the southern part of I-95 with you, John.
Because they're blooming all the way down. They've been blooming for weeks.
It's been 70 degrees there for months.
Mary sends me Christmas pictures of her sitting next to the pool.
Yeah,
I know.
That's right.
All right. Now, Eddie, we have two very ambitious New York Democrats. Very ambitious. Andrew Cuomo and Bill de Blasio, the new mayor. We've spoken of them before, but in these last days, the turn here for everybody in America to understand, because you're a New York guy and you're focused, okay, is that Mayor de Blasio is the new kid in town, and Andrew Cuomo is running for re-election. And they're not getting along well, Eddie. Is this a good thing that they're fussing about pre-K, about taxes, in fact, about everything?
It's not a good thing. And I think that the other issue is de Blasio's ambition is really to make New York City into a big Petri dish for his kind of left-wing thinking. Well, Cuomo is, first of all, a more moderate Democrat, and Cuomo has national ambitions, and he may make it nationally. But it's going to be very difficult for him. One of the things that de Blasio has going for him is that he's going to try and put Cuomo into a corner so that Cuomo's ability to get the left wing of the Democratic Party is going to be hampered. It's going to be a real chess game, because de Blasio is a shrewd political operator, and he's going to know that Cuomo has these national ambitions, and he's going to do what he can to play on them.
Well, there's one person who seems to be on Andrew Cuomo's side, and that would be the editor of the New York Times editorial page, Eddie. I'm quoting from a recent piece, and I quote, "The next 2 weeks are where Mr. de Blasio can make the hard turn from campaigning to leadership." Eddie, wow. Why is the Times... I mean, the Times doesn't seem very friendly to the mayor of New York City.
Well,
why is that?
I think, first of all, he's had some issues right off the bat. I think this whole thing about charter schools, and he doesn't care about... He doesn't want to raise... He wants to raise taxes for pre-K, even if he can get the money without raising taxes. That, I think, the Times thought was a bit odd. And even also, remember, the Times is the establishment, and de Blasio is not.
The turn for me in this editorial, and it was published in the New York Times, you can all go check it, but it was a surprise. It was a mouth opener to read this editorial. This is the mayor of New York. It's the young, progressive mayor of New York who was elected uniformly with praise from the New York Times every single day. And all of a sudden,
and a full 25% of New Yorkers also came out to vote for him. Just FYI, John.
The Democrats,
overwhelming support.
The Democratic Party have a very good record of winning very small turnouts in New York because it's a Democratic town. But in any event, Liam Neeson, the Hollywood superstar, is against the banning of carriage horses. And when the Times used that in the editorial, I knew, Eddie, this is almost fighting dirty, to hold the horses against the mayor in an editorial. We want to know your opinion of the future of Mayor de Blasio. Does he pay attention, Eddie? Because I think he's been deaf these last weeks. He's not heeding the Times. He's not bowing to Andrew Cuomo. I don't understand where he's going.
I don't think he really cares. I think he says, I have an ideology. My friends and supporters have an ideology. We've been waiting. It's time for history to confront that ideology. Win, lose, or lose, he doesn't care.
And you think the Democrats are okay with that? Or
no, they don't. The problem is the lose part.
Yeah, Eddie, I just came from an event tonight, straight to the studio, and I was confronted by this lady who was dressed all in fur, a quite well-heeled New York Upper East Side Democrat, and she said, you know, do you like the Republicans? I said, well, yes, ma'am. And she said, I don't know about this mayor. I may come over to your side. Well, and I thought, really? Really?
I think a lot of people are finding it very difficult to support it because he's so clearly class conscious.
But he's not nice, Eddie. He just doesn't come off as a nice guy.
He's not nice because he hates a lot of the people that he represents.
Is he going to push this all the way and force those taxes through? Do you think it, or do you think it's tough?
No, I don't think they'll do it, so he can't really push it.
Okay, fine. That's all we wanted to know, because right now we're looking at Andrew Cuomo running for re-election, denying the taxes to the mayor of New York. We're talking to America about the future of the Democratic Party here with these two men. Wherever we're going, Mrs. Clinton or not, de Blasio and Cuomo are in the future. Ed Hayes, Mary Kissel, I'm John Batchelor.